Hello card fighters, welcome back to Vanguard Central Academy. This time we have a product review for the new Zodiac Time Beasts. So this deck has got a lot of hype around it. Obviously Chrono's new deck, new cards. Really excited, and they have the Zodiac characters hot stamped on a couple of the cards inside. So we obviously have the Chrono Jet Dragon, and we'll see what other ones we get. So yeah, pretty excited. So we'll just go through the deck and then give some thoughts on it at the end. Alright, so we have the starter guide as usual. We got some guys here, and we got the deck, so we'll just look at the starter guides. I think this is just your pretty standard. Yep, it comes out like this. It's got all your rules. It's interesting they didn't do the fold over version this time. They made it kind of one big string. I think that's a good change. The fold over was a bit hard to follow sometimes, so just having, sorry, I'm gonna flip through it this way. Having everything kind of in one go, you can like almost read it like a book, it seems like. So I think this is a good change, so good job on that, Bushiroad. And we got a nice Chrono character. I think it'll be like the arts, I guess. You'll see different characters on the new trial, on each guide, on each guide. So that's pretty nice. We should have the pretty standard mat here. Oh yeah. Nice red for Chrono. Drop zone deck, trigger zone, blah blah blah, all that good stuff. Pretty nice color. I think it's a little odd because of the yellowness of my light, but and then the back again is just tips and tricks. It'll give you some ideas on how to update the deck, what cards you could get, some key cards in the deck. So seems pretty standard for the trial decks these days, but never get enough of the cool mats. Alright, so with the little guys out of the way, we'll just get straight in to the deck. Just start with the little clan card. This is nice. I like this. I really like these. They're really nice art. Maybe I should start collecting them. That'd be cool. Yeah, but these guys are really nice. And then on the other side, we got a nice Chrono Jet G. Full art. Yeah. We just got the little clan card, so you can tell people what clan you're playing. And then let's go straight into the deck. So we have one foil and one non-foil Chrono Jet Dragon G. So he has two skills. The first is going to be, the top skill will be, he's a continuous on Vanguard. During your turn, you get plus 5,000 for every 2 face-up cards in your G zone. And then he gives all of your front row Zodiac Time Beast rear guards, I believe. Sorry, all of your Zodiac Time Beast rear guards, and not just front row. So all your Zodiac Time Beasts get plus 1,000, again, for every 2 G zones face up. So that's pretty neat. You can power up your field a lot if you don't decide to stride, or if you use a stride like next stage. And he also gets that extra power, which can really ramp up because you have 16 cards in your G zone. If for some reason they all face up, that's 8 times 5,000, that's a plus 40,000 power. That's pretty strong. And I think the second ability is probably what's most exciting for people. When you stride a Zodiac Time Beast stride or a Gear Dragon stride, you can call a card from your hand, put it on the rear guard, and then you can time leap that unit right away. So that's going to add a bit of extra consistency sometimes, like maybe you needed a really good booster or a specific booster, and you only had grade 0s in your hand, you could bump one up to a grade 1 to get a nice booster. You don't have any attackers, you could bump your grade 1 up into a grade 2, various things like that. It can help you set up for some of your nice plays. So Chrono Jet G. Alright, and then it looks like we have 2 of our Strides Metal Pulsar Huanglong. He looks pretty cool, if I do say so myself. So he has a nice skill that at the end of the battle that this guy attacks, you can counterblast 1, and I believe, let me just double check, you can call something from your bind zone. Yes, so you can actually choose a grade 1 or greater card from your bind zone, and you can add it to your hand. So maybe it's a perfect guard or something, you can add it to your hand, get the defense going for next game, or you can just call it to rear guard. So this can help you get more attacks off, get a bit of extra advantage going by like calling units to the field, various things like that. A very cool card. I have seen some decks use this along with the Gear Groovy to get some extra attacks. Pretty sweet there. Alright, and then next we got 2 Chrono Fang Tiger Gs. And one of them is foil. We got, oh yes. So one of them is foil because we got the nice little Zodiac symbol there. It looks pretty nice. It's pretty standard foiling, not super exciting, but like not super fancy, but I really do like these with the symbol. So his skill is that when he attacks, at the end of the battle that he attacks, you can Soul Blast 1 and choose another rear guard and bind it face up. Send that guy to the bind zone, and then you can send an opponent's unit that's in the same column as him to the bottom of their deck. So you get to kind of trade one of your own units with your opponent's units, but it's okay because if you remember, the Metal Pulsar Huanglong could get that unit back, possibly even for an extra attack. So we've got some nice little combo plays just with the basic cards in this deck. This card is really cool. We have 3 Steam Maidens Emis. So she has, with the first ability, she's a 14k attacker. So she's got the 10k base. We get that close. We got the 10k base, and so with the plus 4k, she goes 14k. You're gonna make 21 columns really easy. You know we love those 21,000s. And then she also has the ability that she counts as a grade 0 for the turn when she's placed on the rear guard. So that's really cool because you could time leap. You can time leap her, like you could place her and then time leap her into a grade 1. So that kind of lets you go all the way through the chain, like 0, 1, 2, 3, then back to 0. So that's really nifty, and the numbers will probably be pretty useful. So it's a pretty neat card. May in fact replace the Square 1 dragons. We have to see about that. Then we have 1, 2, 10k vanillas. These are the Chrono Spin Serpents. Obviously good for early defense and being a Zodiac Time Beast. I think this deck has all of the Chinese Zodiac in it. So we got Dragon, blah blah blah. You'll see them all. And then we have here 2 Chrono Claw Monkey. If I remember correctly, I think he's one of the better cards in this deck. So when he's placed on rearguard, if there's a Zodiac Time Beast on Vanguard, you can counterblast 1 and then give him plus 5,000. So he becomes a pretty sweet 14k attacker. Like that grade 3 we just mentioned is going to make easy 21,000 columns. So probably one of the better Zodiac Time Beasts in this set, since in this deck. I think a lot of them are vanillas. Obviously we'll see as we go through. So he is pretty neat. So we got the 10k vanillas, we got Chrono Claw Monkeys, and then we got 2 Chrono Beat Buffaloes. He is going to be a 11,000 attacker if you have a Zodiac Time Beast on Vanguard. Yeah, or sorry, a grade 3 or greater Zodiac Time Beast on Vanguard. He becomes an 11k attacker. That's pretty nice. It's just going to let him hit the opponent's Vanguard unboosted. Could help you with some combo plays. And obviously the Zodiac Time Beast, which isn't super relevant right now, I think. Oh, we have way more of those. Sorry guys, we actually have 4 Chrono Beat Buffaloes. I just missed the 2, they tricked me with the 2 is coming, and then the 4. So we got 4 Chrono Beat Buffaloes, help you get those extra attacks off. Solid 11,000 attacker. Ooh, I just reread him really quick just to make sure I wasn't getting his skill wrong. It is a continuous ability, and it does not specify your turn. So this means as long as you've got that Zodiac Time Beast Vanguard, no matter what, grade 3 or greater, he's always going to be at 11k. That means it's really hard for your opponent to poke into him to pick him off with their own 9k grade 2s. So that's actually really, really cool and could be potentially important against decks that like to poke rear guards, like Aqua Force or something like that. So 11k all the time. That's actually pretty awesome, I think. And then it looks like our last grade 2 is going to be Iron Fist Sanction Colossus, and he should be a normal GB1 10k, sorry, plus 10k special interceptor. So they have the 8,000 base, and if you intercept him, with him you're gonna get the plus 10,000 shield. So he's a Gear Colossus that could be relevant if you're making the Gear Colossus deck, but for the most part I don't see him being used a ton unless you time leap into him, manage to stick him on the board, and then you could use him for the opponent's turn. But a lot of times, since time leaps do go back into your deck, we might not see a lot of use out of this card. Though you could time leap this guy into a grade 3, and then in turn he'll come back, so you could get a better attacker. Nice way to fix the bad numbers that the 8k base is going to make. Alright, and then we have 4 Chrono Dash Peccary. This is the 8k vanilla of the deck. Get a nice look there. Pretty. He's a little cute. He's a pig, I think. Is he the pig? Yeah, I think he's the pig. Anyway, so we got the 8k vanilla. He's just an 8k vanilla. There's not really too much to say about 8k vanillas. Sorry, Peccary. We're going to keep moving on. Alright, we got 4 Chrono Ethos Jackal. Another one of the Zodiacs in this set that has an ability. It's when it attacks a Vanguard. If you have a Zodiac Time Beast on Vanguard, then you're going to get plus 4,000. So he's an 11,000 attacker grade 1. You can kind of see how this deck is playing out a little bit. A lot of 11k attackers just to help you get those attacks in without needing to be boosted. It can be very useful. So we just have the 4 Chrono Ethos Jackal. I would say probably one of the better Zodiac Time Beasts in this trial deck, as well as the Chrono Claw Monkey, who's going to be that 14k attacker. Pretty nice. Alright, and then we have 3 Steam Maiden Lishmas. So Lishma has 2 skills. So we'll go with the top one first. It's a time leap that is in Generation Break, so that's important to note. If it boosts your Vanguard, you can Soul Blast 1, discard a card from your hand, and then time leap a unit. So that's actually really interesting because it gives you that time leap pre-Generation Break. So you could do an early time leap, put some pressure on your opponent with multi-attacks and things like that. And then the second skill is when this unit's placed on rearguard from your bind zone, you can counterblast 1 and draw a card. So that is really nice because if you time leap this unit up into a grade 2 and then at the turn it's going to come back, you could counterblast 1 and go ahead and get an extra card draw off that. Or if you call it with something like Metal Pulse or Huanglong, you can get the call off that. Really a lot of ways to get that extra draw here. But I think the star of the show is going to be that Soul Blast, discard a card, and get the time leap. Because, can you choose himself? Sorry, it time leaps himself. You don't get to choose anything. So, rewind. So, his non-generation break skill will be Soul Blast 1, discard a card. After the battle that he boosts the Vanguard, you can pay the cost, and he'll time leap himself. So, he'll time leap himself up to grade 2. You get an extra attack real quick, and then he'll come back, and if you have GB1 active, then you can counterblast 1 and get the card draw. So I think there's going to be a lot of neat combos with him. And 3 is actually a really good number. Trial deck gives you a good amount. A lot of people, back when Vanguard boosters were really popular, people would run 2 because they're not always useful. You don't want to get too many of them. Alright, so then we got 2 Chrono Charge Unicorns. So when he's placed on rear guard, you can choose one of your Zodiac Time Beasts and give it plus 3,000. So this is pretty nice. There's a lot of 6Ks that will give plus 2,000 on play. This one just has one. You know, the unicorn has a small limitation on it that you can only target the Zodiac Time Beast, but you get an extra 1K for that, and that can really help push for some extra numbers early and hit those good numbers, maybe make some 21 columns pretty easily as well. So I think he'll be pretty exciting to play, but we'll have to see in the future how well he actually plays out. We got the classic 2 perfect guards. Is this the specific Zodiac Time Beast? No. So this will just be another generic guard for Gear Chronicles. Not too much going on here. It's just pretty standard stuff. PG, discard a card, can guard rear guards because it's not a GB PG that all of the new ones have. We have the one Chrono Dran G, just going to be your starter. Alright, so Chrono Dran G is really cool. When you place him, when another card is placed on the rear guard that's not from your hand, so you're going to either time leap or use Huanglong to get that on the field from like the bind zone or from your deck, you can go ahead and move Chrono Dran G into the soul and then call a Zodiac Time Beast from your deck with the same grade as the unit you just called. So you call a grade 0 for whatever reason, you get an extra grade 0. You call, and so on and so on and so forth, right? So I think he's going to be really key to linking up some combo attacks on your opponent, or just trading himself out for a really useful unit. So that's our starter for the trial deck, the Zodiac Time Beast Trial deck. And then we got the bunny. We got the nice little rabbit sign here. I'll just show that really quickly. And so the triggers for the deck is just going to be the 4 critical rabbits, 2 draw sheeps, 4 stand roosters or leghorns, 4 heal, I think he's the mouse, right? Hamsters? Yeah, 4 heal hamsters, and then the reprint Lucky Pot to help build some soul. Again, he's going to be a Moggle clone, which means he goes into the soul and gives plus 3. So that is pretty much it for the deck. I think it will be a blast to play by itself. Obviously not super strong without extra support, but it seems like a really, really fun deck after taking a look at it. So if you're a fan of Gear Chronicle, I would definitely take a look at this deck, but a little disclaimer, I wouldn't really recommend picking up this deck until GBT09 releases, because right now the Zodiac Time Beasts, they don't have any other cards that are Zodiac Time Beasts except for, I think, Chrono Fang Tiger and possibly the Chrono Fang Tiger Rebellion Stride and Chrono Tigar. So there's not really any extra support that you can add to the deck from the clan booster. A lot of the hardcore Zodiac Time Beast stuff is going to be coming in GBT09 and later sets. So if you're really excited about this deck, I would definitely hold off. Maybe you can buy 2, but if you're not looking to get it right away, hold off into that GBT09 where you can really get the, a lot of the support from there. So kind of along that timeline, you will not see the trial deck evolution for this for a while, because as of recording, we're still quite a ways away from GBT09. But I'm really excited for the Zodiac Time Beast. I'm a huge Zodiac fan. I prefer the constellations, but any kind of Zodiacs I think is really cool. So I'm pretty excited for this sub-clan of Gear Chronicle. And I'll definitely be doing a trial deck evolution, but again, it's going to be after GBT09, because I don't see a lot of point in doing it right now. So thanks for watching, Card Fighters. I hope you liked this product review for the Gear Chronicle Zodiac Time Beast Trial deck. Again, pick it up if you're a fan of Gear Chronicle, but I would recommend holding it off until the GBT09 comes. I expect the deck to play a lot like the Paladin clans, like Royal Paladins, Shadow Paladins, Gold Paladins, lots of superior calling, things like that. I like to joke around and call them Gear Paladins, so that kind of gives you an idea of what kind of a deck they'll be. I want to shout out to all my Patreons on Patreon. If you want to be like them and help support this type of content, head over to patreon.com/VC Academy. I really appreciate you going to check that out. Make sure you subscribe for more product reviews, the trial deck evolution coming as soon as GPT-09 drops, although the Shadow Paladin trial deck is going to be coming, so there might be a little mix up there. We'll see what happens first. I think I'll do this one first, and then we'll do the shadows afterwards. Really excited, lots of trial decks coming out, and trial deck evolutions were so fun. But anyway, again, thanks to all the Patreons. Make sure you're subscribed, hit that thumbs up, and keep on learning, keep on having fun, and I'll see you in another video.